or theft is a slave. All the fruits of your labor go to someone else. And then, so you've got your life as your future, liberty is your present, property is your past, actually. It's how you've spent your past infusing nature with your life and liberty, right? Your self-ownership. You've accumulated fruits of labor. That becomes your property. And so those are the kind of the three tenets, not only of natural law, but also basic morality. Right? I don't think anyone would sit here and argue with you face to face and say, no, I have a claim on you more than you do. It's a non-reasonable argument. And again, this is a priori, right? This is only you can move your left arm. There's no argument that I can formulate that says, no, I have some claim over your left arm and the actions that it takes. Yet we have that implemented in this system that can violate property rights. If I can violate your property rights, I'm effectively saying your self-ownership is limited and that I have a higher claim on your life than you do. This is like the rotten core at the heart of modern statism. We call it capitalism, but it's not. It's state marginalized capitalism with a communistic institution at its core called the central bank. So Andrew Jackson was a man that understood these principles. He understood the importance of adhering to life, liberty, and property for not only is it pragmatically the most wealth generative model of human organization, but it's also the most humanitarian and ethical, right? It offers the greatest equality of opportunity to actually have property rights in yourself, in your time, in your labor. So, and it's, thank goodness it's that way. Thank goodness the ethical humanitarian choice is also the most wealth producing choice. Otherwise we'd have a really ugly dilemma on our hands. I think Andrew Jackson and our founding fathers understood these three pillars of life, liberty, and property as the most important components of human organization, that if we adhere to them, we can actually create modes of being that increase our wealth, which is to say increase our satisfactions, right? The heart of man is never satisfied, but this is the way to optimize the satisfactions of human beings, and create a mode of being that's focused on trade, cooperation, interdependence, as opposed to warfare or fighting. So it's, to boil it all the way down, it's like we can either cooperate and trade. That's it, cooperate and compete. It's a very important part of entrepreneurship, right? It's competition. And trade voluntarily with inviolable property, and we generate wealth. That's a positive sum game. The pie is growing. Or we can violate the property of one another and fight over it. And this gets to that old Bastiat saying that when goods and services don't cross borders, soldiers will. Right? We're all seeking something for nothing. If we don't channel that human action into these productive channels of trade and entrepreneurship, then we end up over here in violence, coercion, and compulsion.
The truth is, hitting your career goals is not easy. You have to be willing to go the extra mile to stand out and do hard things better than anybody else. But there are 10 steps I want to take you through that will 100x your efficiency so you can crush your goals and get back more time into your day. You'll not only get control of your time, you'll learn how to use that momentum to take on your next big goal. To help you do this, I've created a list of the 10 most impactful things that any high achiever needs to dominate. And you can download it for free by clicking the link in today's description. All right, my friend, back to today's episode.
Okay, so you've got Andrew Jackson trying to root out the vipers. I'm assuming he thought of them as vipers because they can redistribute wealth, which is a violation of your property.
That's right.
Why then do we end up creating the central bank, and why did they meet in secret? Like, what? Give us a little bit of background on that meeting on Jekyll Island. I know they were pretending that they were going on a hunting trip.
Yeah.
it's such a weird confluence of things that are happening right now. You have this sense of like distrust of people are working behind the scenes against you, but you also have this sense of redistribution of wealth is good. Like it's a very confusing time right now.
And this is still confusing to this day. People will argue with you that this, the Fed was set up with very good intentions, and that this whole, which by the way, this book, The Creature from Jekyll Island by G. Edward Griffin, this was formative to my understanding of central banking. And this was pre-Bitcoin that I got into this. So I would really just encourage the audience